again, this is my video tutorial about sustained spinning. In this video I will give you 5 tips on how to sustain spin. But before I do that, I wanted to suggest that if you're going to spin, put on a really pretty long and flowy skirt. And then while you're spinning, it will billow out around you and look really beautiful. But you know, where can I get a long, beautiful skirt from? Magician?
That's a really nice shirt, but how about a billowing skirt?
Oh my goodness, thank you, Magician.
You're welcome, Lisa. Happy hooping.
Tip number 1, focus on the hoop or the ground as much as you can. So this will help you keep from getting dizzy because you'll be focusing on an object that is not changing as you spin. If you were, on the other hand, to look out at your surroundings while you were spinning, your eyes would have to readjust to a new picture every time you move, and this would be very disorienting. So for example, when the hoop is in front of you, you can focus on the part of the hoop that's closest to you, right here, or the part of the hoop that's farthest away from you. And then, when you pass the hoop behind your back, you can no longer look at the hoop, so I would then recommend looking at the ground. And again, this will help you because you're focusing on an object that is not changing. Tip number 2, spin at the same speed. So as much as you can while you're hooping, try and spin at the same speed rather than speeding up at one point and slowing down at another. Every time your body moves, it has to readjust its equilibrium, so by spinning at the same speed, you can trick your body into think that it's kind of not even moving. You'll of course get really dizzy once you stop spinning, but hopefully in the meantime, you can trick your body into not even realizing that it's spinning. Now of course, as you become more practiced, you'll be able to differ your speeds as much as you want, but certainly in the beginning, when you're not comfortable with spinning, try and spin at the same speed as much as you can. Don't travel. So as much as you can while you're spinning, try and stay in the exact same spot rather than wandering off to one side or the other. There are 2 things that you can do to try and keep yourself in the same spot, and one involves your hoop. So with this method, you'll just place your hoop on the ground around you while you spin, and it will give you a visual cue as to where you are on the floor. I personally don't like to use this method because I'm always afraid that I'm going to trip on the hoop and fall and hurt myself. So instead, I like to use the second method, which involves my feet. So if you use this method, you first need to figure out which foot is your anchor foot. I hoop to my right, so my anchor foot is my right foot. But if you hoop to the left, you'll want to use your left foot instead. Whichever foot it is, you want to take the ball of your foot and plant it firmly on the ground. And then you will rotate around that foot as you spin. So it's a much more simplified version than what actually ends up happening while I'm hooping. I don't keep the ball of my foot on the ground at all times. So to give you a better idea of what is exactly happening, I'll show you a close-up of my feet. Tip number 4. Practice, practice, practice. So as with everything else in the hooping world, in order to become good at this skill, you need to practice a lot. As a personal example, when I started spinning, I could probably only spin for about 1.5 minutes before I felt nauseous. But now that I've practiced many, many times, I feel comfortable spinning for probably about 5 or 6 minutes before I start to feel nauseous at all. So practice and you will get better, I promise. Tip number 5, take your time and exaggerate every movement. So one of the reasons that I love sustained spinning is because I really feel like I'm in my own little world where time has ceased to exist. It really feels like I'm moving in slow motion. And one of the benefits to moving in slow motion is that you have a lot of time to think about your move and plan what you're going to do next. So particularly in the beginning, don't be afraid to take your time in moving from one move to the next. One of the other benefits of being able to take your time is that you can exaggerate each and every movement. So let's take a simple move where you're just holding the hoop out in front of you and spinning in a circle. You can can take this move for pretty simple and boring to really exaggerated and beautiful just by adding a few arm movements. So for example, as you can see, just adding in a little bit of an arm movement really creates some beautiful extensions to your body. Oh! Oh goodness! Oh! Careful!
I'm getting dizzy.
When will I be traveling?
Oh, add the arms.
Oh! Be careful! Be careful! Oh goodness! Oh, I hope she's okay. Well, that's about it. That concludes my video tutorial about sustained spinning. If you have any questions that I didn't answer in this video, please do feel free to message me. And if you have any videos where you feel like you really did some great sustained spinning and you'd like to share it, I would absolutely love to see your progress. Thanks a lot.